Okay, are we on? Okay, we're on. All right. Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. Welcome to episode 4 of Maroon Mondays Live. I'm Andrew, your host, and I want to start off with an apology here because this episode was meant to be recorded back on midnight last night. But unfortunately, internet problems stopped that for now, so fortunately, I'm able to do this right now before it would have been Tuesday. So, my apologies to all of you who were expecting me to do a show last night and were disappointed. My honest, sincerest condolences go out to the one viewer who tuned in hoping for something to see. My apologies. Uh, so, one viewer, welcome back. Now, let's face it, this week's show has a bunch of stories that are completely old. These were released last week, and apparently, if I give my take on it, it just sound like everybody else's, so I might as well just get them out of the way before I try some new stories for next week, before they get old anyway. Now, as you may have already heard, Saturday Night Live has just finished its 42nd season last weekend, and I have bittersweet news that you may have already heard. 3 cast members have left the series after quite impressive runs. All of them have been, in my opinion, fantastic and filled with talent and memorable moments, so I'll get to that in just a moment. Also on the tap, Steve Harvey being an asshole. At least that's what some people assume he is. As he released a memo last week and caused quite a bit of stir, as he doesn't want many of his staff of his talk show in his dressing room. Now, I don't think that was a bad thing for him that he did. I'll get to my thoughts on that as soon as possible. Also on tap, Last Man Standing, a sitcom that aired on ABC, has been canceled, and that also has given quite a stir to its conservative audience. So much so that they're willing to boycott the network and wanting it to come back anyway, anyhow. I don't think that'll be possible, but I'll give my thoughts on it as well. Also, some breaking news that I'm willing to sadly report. Some breaking news from Manchester, England has a shocking and disgusting terrorist attack took place at a concert that was headlined by singer Ariana Grande, and it's horrifying as you definitely have learned. I'll get to that very soon in the broadcast, and I also want to mention that this will be part 1 of a 2-part broadcast this week, as I have too many stories to fit into a 1-hour show, and knowing how much I ramble on throughout this, it'll definitely stretch to 2 hours. So I'll keep it short. I'll keep it brief. Both parts will be posted separately and will be posted on the site soon after they're done, and will not be 2 hours. So let's get this going. I want to get this part out of the way first because it's more morose than the second. I want things to end on a happy note. So let's get started with some bittersweet news out of Studio 80H, as Saturday Night Live has just concluded its 42nd season, and already 3 cast members have departed the series. Now, as you guys have heard last week, Bobby Moynihan, one of the more popular cast members, has left the series after 9 seasons. Moynihan announced the news last week during a special upfront at CBS as his new series on the network, Me, Myself, and I, has been picked up and will begin airing in the fall. Now, the news is pretty surprising, but not too surprising to me. But as we go on, according to this article from Deadline, here, Moynihan departed the sketch comedy series where he was one of the most senior and popular cast members. The SNL season finale aired Saturday, which was his last episode. Moynihan's exit comes from SNL, as his CBS comedy pilot was picked up, as I said, and will air on the network's fall schedule. Moynihan was at the upfront presentation introducing the show and his co-stars on stage, where he noted that he was in a hurry to go to his quote-unquote other show. Now, the season finale, which was hosted by Dwayne Johnson and musical guest Katy Perry, did have some memorable moments, some good, some not. I'll get to that later on. But as we continue on, Moynihan was in his 9th season on SNL. Upon completing his standard 7-year contract on the show, the writer of the article heard that he granted the show a 2-year extension. The current season has been planned to be his final one on the show, which explains his ability for a podcast pilot. Moynihan received multiple offers, selling on Me, Myself, and I from writer Dan Koppelman, best known, of course, as creator of This Is Us, a show on NBC, from Warner Brothers TV and Aaron Kaplan's Capital Entertainment. He will relocate from New York, where SNL is based, to Los Angeles, where the CBS comedy will film. In addition to Me, Myself, and I, Moynihan has also picked up a voice role as a title character in the new sci-fi series, Happy! The reason why I'm shouting is because that's the series title with an exclamation point. Among Moynihan's most popular SNL impersonations have been Chris Christie, Newt Gingrich, Snooki, Guy Fieri, and Ted Cruz, along with such original characters such as Drunk Uncle and secondhand Weekend Update reporter Anthony Crispino. Now, I heard the news late Thursday, I want to say Wednesday, because when I heard the news, I was honestly saddened. But I wasn't too sad because the guy is a fantastic talent and has done wonders both on and off the SNL stage. He already has a few series on hand he's worked on as well. We Bears, Nature Cat, and a few other shows where he does voice work. He's an amazing talent. His talent on SNL is beyond remarkable. As I've said earlier in the Deadline article, he has put 9 seasons of memorable characters and memorable moments from his talent. As I said, Guy Fieri, Snooki, Chris Christie, and especially Drunk Uncle were some of his touchstones. Basically, you cannot look at his face and not see any of these characters and basically give a chuckle when you see him. But honestly, it's still sad to see him go, but not too sad to watch him leave because I know he's going to do fantastic jobs wherever he goes. With the new series Me, Myself, and I, which will air in the fall, trailer has been released, and I'll post a link in the description, hopefully. And with a lot of memorable characters, he's definitely become one of my favorites on SNL, even when he was a featured character back in 2008. Yeah. But I only can wish him the best of luck. And he deserves that best of luck because he's going to be a fantastic actor wherever he goes next. Now, he already has We Bears and Nature Cat. I want to see he probably leaves one of them soon. So he's already got a lot on his plate, and he's already shown himself to be a major talent in both the acting genre and the voice acting genre as well. So I salute you, Bobby Moynihan, for your 9 fantastic seasons on SNL, and I wish you nothing but the best for your blossoming and surely skyrocketing career. We're going to move on to that breaking news story I mentioned earlier because I want to get this out of the way because this is definitely morose and I want things to end on a less morose standing. Now, some breaking news from earlier this evening from... Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm about to cry, but here we go. Some breaking news from Manchester, England, as a terrorist attack has erupted at an area concert hall as singer Ariana Grande was about to perform at a concert at the at the match. I'm sorry. Calm down. Oh. Now, 19 people were killed and 50 were injured at at the concert event. Um, from what I'm gathering here, that's all I could gather. But as news continues, it is a very shocking hack for obviously no reason, and would feel is some gain, but isn't. Now, okay, here is an article from Reuters which reports at least 19 people were killed in a blast at a concert in the English city of Manchester on Monday, where U.S. singer Ariana Grande had been performing. Officials said a suicide bomber was suspected in the explosion. Said the incident, in which 50 people were injured, were being treated as a terrorist incident. Police carried out a controlled explosion on a suspect device several hours after the blast. Police say they responded to reports of an explosion shortly after 10:35 p.m. local time at the arena, which has a capacity of 21,000 people and where the U.S. singer had been performing to an audience that included many children. If confirmed as a terrorism incident, it would be the deadliest attack in Britain by militants since 4 British Muslims killed 52 people in a suicide bombing on London's transport system in July 2005. That incident was, of course, the 7/7 attack, or 7/27 attack. My apologies for that. The blast also came 2.5 weeks ahead of an election in which Prime Minister Theresa May is predicted by opinion polls to win a large majority. A witness who attended the concert said she felt a huge blast as she was leaving the arena, followed by some screaming and a rush by thousands of people trying to escape the building. A video posted on Twitter showed fans, many of them young, running from the venue. Now, concert goer Catherine McFarlane told Reuters, "We were making our way out, and when we were right by the door, there was a massive explosion, and everybody was screaming. It was a huge explosion. You could feel it in your chest. It was chaotic. Everybody was running and screaming and just trying to get out." A spokesperson for Grande said the singer was "quote unquote okay." Manchester Arena, the largest indoor area in Europe, opened in 1995 and is a popular concert and sporting venue. British counterterrorism police said they are making, on average, an arrest every day in connection with suspected terrorism. Okay. Now, this is obviously disgusting and just another example of how frequent and how disgusting and how terrifying these random attacks can be, but shows how inhumane people can be to just commit attacks like this for little to no reason, just because. Um, I I don't know what to say. I don't know what more to say, and I don't know where to go with this. But I will say, I wish everyone and I wish everyone in Manchester peace and love tonight, and thoughts and prayers go out to everyone in Manchester and to Ariana Grande and all of her staff at the concert. These attacks were absolutely unfair, and I don't know if things need to stop. It's time that we should just. It's enough is enough. Just enough is enough. I'm tired of hearing all these attacks, these random attacks by fucking cowards, just being enacted somewhere in the world. Just heartless, disgusting excuses for human beings just committing these attacks. For what? I just don't understand. I'll never understand. I can't deal with this anymore. I just can't. It's time to just act on it. Time to just end it all. And no, what am I saying? But the people who commit these acts are heartless, disgusting people. And my heart goes out to everyone in Manchester tonight. You are my thoughts and prayers. I'm going to take a little break and gather my self, and I'll be right back in a minute. Okay, I'm back, and I think I'm starting to regret just starting with this story and just going on ahead. I don't know if I could go on, but might as well. Well, here we go. Here's our next story. Um, I don't know if I can make any humor stories, but I'll try. Our next story is on Steve Harvey releasing a rather controversial memo to his staff on his talk show, which has garnered some controversy, but I don't think it deserved any. But here's the story. Now, Steve Harvey is a very busy man, and he has a lot to his resume. His eponymous talk show, Steve Harvey, Family Feud, his morning radio show, The Steve Harvey Morning Show, Celebrity Family Feud, Little Big Shots, Miss Universe, and a few other shows across a few networks. Plus, he has a new talk show coming in the fall, simply titled Steve. So as you know, he has a lot on his plate and will extend it to his staff as well. Except for that last one, as Harvey made news last week for a rather seemingly scathing memo sent to his staff of the talk show that has been leaked to social media and has went viral. The memo makes very clear that Harvey wants his staff to basically leave him alone during his off time from taping a Chicago-based talk show. It reads, and I quote, "Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. I'd like you all to read, review, and adhere to the following notes and rules for Season 5 of my talk show. There will be no meetings in my dressing room, no stopping by or popping in, no one. Do not come to my dressing room unless invited. Do not open my dressing room door. If you open my door, expect to be removed. My security team will stop everyone from standing at my door who have the intent to see or speak to me. I want all the ambition to stop now. That includes the TV staff. You must schedule an appointment. I have been taken advantage of by my lenient policy in the past. This ends now, no more. Do not approach me while I'm in the makeup chair unless I ask to speak with you directly. Either knock off or use the doorbell. I am seeking more free time for me throughout the day. Do not wait in any hallway to speak to me. I hate being ambushed. Please make an appointment. If you're reading this, yes, I mean you. Everyone, do not take offense to the new way of doing business. It is for the good of my personal life and enjoyment. Thank you all. Steve Harvey." Honestly, I don't see anything wrong with this. The guy just wants some space to rest and relax and a hard day's work. As I said earlier, he has a lot to do on his plate, and that can happen to very busy people who work too many jobs. And because, assumedly, he has a large staff that most definitely would cut time off from their jobs to talk to him about anything else, at least from what I'm getting from this memo, this does make sense. While I would say that this was a bit heavy on the strict side, it has a good point. He wants to do business and he wants to not reach a point in life where taking time off from so much work will drain you. And he wants to rest before continuing on with whatever show he's doing at the moment. But he also wants some time to relax because those shows can tax and take away lots of energy. I also will say, in my opinion, the people who read into this and see him being an asshole, stop. You're reaching way too hard. He's not being that way. Only the paper is. He's being as calm and humble to his staff as he has to be, wants to be, and needs to be, and only wants to take some time off because of his talk show, not his staff. And he's only saying this in a respectful manner so his staff can understand that as much as he would like to talk to you all, he just needs some time away from the talk show and other shows that he's working on to take some rest and relaxation. And if he wants to talk to you, all he asks is that you ask him first. If you still see us this way, I understand and I respect your opinion. Now, plus, it didn't seem like he intended to be this dickish about it, or be dickish at all, or for it to be released to the public. The staff who posted it probably didn't like the sliced bit of Harvey wanting them to let him be alone, and just wanted to post them just because. Now that is just dickish. I'm not exactly a big fan of Harvey's, but I respect him for posting this memo for a more respectable and rational reason, and I agree with it all the way. I myself am something of an introvert. I most of the time prefer something of to keeping to myself and doing most of what I like to do alone. And I also like to talk with family and friends most of the time too. And if anyone would like to talk to me on anything, I'd be happy to talk with them or help them out with anything as long as they ask me first. And if I were in Harvey's shoes, I'd probably go insane if even one person comes up to me and for little reason other than to talk to a famous person they're lucky to work with or work for, especially when I'm eating or resting. If they're going to get mad or annoyed by this, that's their loss. And honestly, if I worked with him or work at him, I'd understand. Adam, not for him, work for him. I can definitely understand where he's going with, and I don't mind it at all. I mean, if I were working for him, I'd understand it right away and I'd be cool with it. It's just that if there are other people who have worked for him and they wouldn't understand what's going on or something like that. Mm. Now, now Harvey himself has not strayed too far from this controversy. When he himself learned of the backlash he has received for this memo, he was pretty shocked and surprised at what he had read about, heard about, you know, whatever. And because of this, he decided to respond to the controversy in an interview with Entertainment Tonight. Just a minute and I will post it. And now I present to you the interview with Entertainment Tonight, in which Harvey discusses why he thought the backlash was unfair and why he will not apologize.
Steve Harvey lays down the law in a blistering memo that has just been leaked, telling his staff at times not to approach him or even speak to him.
The memo lit up social media, and a lot of people jumped to the conclusion that Steve was on some kind of power trip. So, what was really going through his mind? I found out when I talked to Steve exclusively by phone today. So, Steve, what happened with the memo?
I wrote it at the beginning of the year because I was trying to find out ways that I could just get more me time for me. I'm a 60-year-old man, and I could not find a way to walk from the stage to my dressing room, to sit in my makeup chair, to walk from my dressing room to the stage, or to just sit and have lunch without somebody just walking in.
Steve Harvey spoke to us exclusively this morning from Chicago, where his talk show is wrapping up its last day of production before its move to LA. In a startling memo to staffers that just leaked, Harvey wrote, quote, "There will be no meetings in my dressing room, no stopping by or popping in. No one. Do not come to my dressing room unless invited. Do not open my dressing room door." It goes on. "If you open my door, expect to be removed. My security team will stop everyone from standing at my door who have the intent to see or speak to me." Steve told me he sent the memo because some staffers were taking advantage of his open door policy.
I'm in the hallway, I'm getting ambushed by people with friends that come to the show and have me sign this and do that. I just said, wait a minute.
So, who leaked the memo? Well, Steve has some suspicions.
So at the end of the season, everybody knows the show is moving to Los Angeles. A couple of people are not happy with that and disgruntled. So why would you wait until the end of the season to report something that I gave you back in August? And it was just simply asking everybody to honor and respect that. Look, man, anybody, if you come out of your house, you don't want nobody on your porch waiting on you. You walk to your car, you don't want people bothering your way to car. Everybody wants the freedom to be able to move around. I just didn't want to be in this prison anymore where I had to stay in this one little room, scared to go out and take a breath of fresh air without somebody approaching me. So I wrote the letter, man. I don't apologize about the letter, but it's kind of crazy the way people took this thing and ran. But I appreciate you asking me.
And I cannot agree with him more after all of this. I don't understand why people would do such a thing like that, posting something like that memo online like that. But I agree with Harvey, and was probably going to be the only time I'm going to agree with Harvey on this at all. But I do see him as an asshole at times, at least from what people have said about him. And it's disgusting things like that happen. No. I'm sorry. It's wrong things like that happen. But I wish Harvey the best of luck when he goes to Los Angeles for his new talk show. You know what? I have other stories planned, but I didn't want to do them because, to be honest, they're super old and the that explosion attack in Manchester has really drained out a lot in me. So I'm gonna stop this here, and I'll try again with some other stories some other time. For now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Hopefully, some good news will come out of Manchester, much better. Once again, I send my thoughts, love, and prayers to everyone in Manchester, England tonight, and my heart goes out to you all. I'm Andrew, and I'll see you around.